Evening, guys. This is Jackie from Jack Gets Lost Down the Book Hole. So, I thought I would do a book tag today, and of course, in honor of the holiday season of Halloween, I decided to do one of the spooky Would You Rather book tag. Again, I don't know who the original creator is. I just watched Peter Likes Books doing this tag, so I will find the original creator and I will post a link on the video when I'm done, as I'm waiting for this to be published into YouTube. Okay, so let's get into the questions. Question number 1. Thrillers or supernatural? And I said supernatural. Although I've read a few thrillers, like The Dark Half, I would classify as a thriller. I think that you could consider The Vanishing Game a thriller, and I like the idea of psychological thrillers, but personally I would rather watch those than read those. So as far as reading goes, supernatural. Question number 2. Ghost or zombies? Definitely ghost. I know I just don't find the whole zombie thing appealing. I mean, I have watched like movies like Warm Bodies, and because there was an actor in there that I liked, I bought both the movies. The 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I bought both of those because in one of them there was an actor I liked. And actually, ironically, the movie it didn't jump scare me, or I didn't get scared. There was no jump scare. I mean, it was kind of gross. But I cried in the movie. Because I think it was the second one, 28 Weeks Later. Because, the story kind of centered around this one particular family. And in the beginning, it starts with the father, he had abandoned his wife in this little cabin. He ran because the zombies were coming in, and she gets bit, of course. But actually, how it turns out is that she doesn't go all zombified completely. I think she ends up has immunity, and it's basically about something like that. And I remember she bites the father, because, I imagine she still kind of feels abandoned and is pissed that he just left her like that and ran. And they have 2 kids, and that movie, after them losing both their parents, because I think the mom ends up dying, and that made me it made me sad, it made me cry, more so than being, oh, this is so cool, there's zombies, or, oh, oh, this is so scary, and it was just gross, and it made me cry. The other one, the first one, 28 Days Later, I think, I didn't really pay attention to it that much. But like I said, the only reason it was, a British zombie movie, and like I said, the actor who plays the father in the second one, 28 Weeks Later, I think that was 28 Weeks Later, or maybe that's 28 Days Later is the second one. I can't get the title straight. The actor who plays him, I liked that actor. So at the time I was trying to watch everything this actor has been in. And that was the only thing that was easy to get to, that, it was sold in an American, because it's a British, actually Scottish, he's a Scottish actor, and it was the closest to, it was, a lot of the movies he does, it's hard to get access to him, because he doesn't do a lot of the blockbuster movies. He's done a few American movies, and a few known, and he's on Once Upon a Time, and that's where I first saw them, because I was, I used to love the show and everything, and I fell in love with his performance, and he's one of the only reasons I lasted as long as I did watching that show. But, as I've said multiple times before, when I bring up that show, that is a whole bag of worms that you don't want me to go into. Okay, so basically, summing up ghosts. I think ghosts are a lot cooler. I love ghost stories. I love hearing, I love creating backgrounds because I'm trying to be I'm an author, or I want to be. I don't have anything published except for some stuff on fanfiction that are unfinished. So I wouldn't recommend going there. But I love creating backgrounds for characters, and ghost stories, I think you get more of that. It's about the background of the character and how they became a ghost. And I like that kind of stuff. Like, one of my favorite Stephen King's is Rose Red. A screenplay he did not write. That was never a book, except for the Rose Red Diary of Ellen Rimbauer. But that was by a different author. Like, Stephen King asked this author to write that for him because he was writing the screenplay for the miniseries. And that's one of my favorite horror stories. So basically, to sum it up, and I'm gonna shut up and stop rambling. Ghost. I like ghosts over zombies. Okay, question number 3. Vampires are werewolves. I did go through the vampire phase. I was into Twilight. I did like those books, and I still have a soft spot for them. And I even get defensive of the books when people make fun of them and constantly joke, give Stephenie Meyer a hard time because she made her vampires sparkle. And I've ranted about this before, so I won't do that in this video. And I will still defend the book series. I mean, not openly or anything. I mean, and no, I'm not like afraid to defend it. It's just I'm not, I don't do it like on a regular basis. I mean, I kind of just roll my eyes whenever I see people make the joke of still a better love story than Twilight. Because, I mean, there's no point in getting into an argument about that. But anyway, and I read the House of Night series, but then I got bored because there were so many books in that series, and it felt like the series was never ending. The main character got on my nerves. I still like Buffy, and, I have a collection of Anne Rice's novels in one big book, which I might read one day, but I got bored with the vampires, and now every time, I will still watch Buffy on Netflix if it ever comes back to Netflix, but I avoid the vampire novels like the plague. If it implies that there's a vampire in the story and the vampire's the main character, then I'm not gonna even bother with it. Because I get so bored with the vampires. And, it's cool, the mythology, and, that's why I liked one of the things I still liked about House of Night is the mythology it created for the vampires in that one. Like, instead of being bitten, you were marked, and you would go to this nighttime school, and if you survived and became, you were a fledgling first, and if you lasted and you survived, then you would become a vampire, a full-fledged vampire. So I just got tired of it because it almost felt all the same. Now, I'm sure the adult novels, because I read more YA vampire or so forth, but I'm also not a fan of reading romance novels with the same, where the plot is only the romance. Yes, my friend, we were talking on the phone about this because my friend Terry is a huge romance fan, a novel reader, and you were talking about this, and of course, in this case, I don't think she was trying to sell the romance novels to me, but she was telling me how, the ones that aren't contemporary, that they have other stuff in it, like fantasy and all that, and magical creatures, and the plot just doesn't focus on the romance, but so anyway, I basically just summed it up. I got tired and bored of the vampires, and so I think werewolves. But truthfully, I don't read the paranormal urban fantasy novels anymore. I prefer full-on fantasy world, or magical realism, I've read the Raven Boys, or historical fiction with fantasy in it. But other than that, I've moved on and not into the whole paranormal stuff anymore. Question number 4. Witches or demons? Well, to be fair, I have not read any demon books. I haven't read books about demons. Although I'm kind of curious about Prosper Redding. Something I think it's called something like that, where the kid, the kid's great-great-great-grandfather made a deal with a demon, and in the present, this kid has the demon inside of him, and the demon is trying to take over the kid. like possess him in a way. So I am interested in that one. It's hard though because one, it's middle grade. I don't normally read middle grade, but obviously I made exceptions. And what I would probably rather do is get it from the library. If it's at the library, and there is a YA section and children's section at our library, and there's also like sometimes they do get the books that are like at least a year old. Like the new books. Like I got Roar there. I borrowed Roar from the library. And a few others. So what I might do is I'm gonna wait and see if it comes to the library. But anyway, I don't read a lot. But to be fair, I don't read demon books. I haven't read a lot of books about demons. So this is kind of unfair, but I said witches. But for witches, they usually have a backstory. They're human. They're very complex. But demons, I don't know. They might be able to be complex or not. I mean, I don't know. So I haven't read a lot of demon books. Okay. Question number 5. Would you rather read a book with 13 chapters or a black cat on the cover? And I said black cat on the cover because I think 13 chapters would be too short. I'm not superstitious or anything, but so it's not like that. It's more that I feel like 13 chapters would not be long enough. You know, unless they're like really long chapters, I guess. So maybe they could be long enough. Like, I think The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho or something. I don't know. That one had 13 chapters. Like, granted, if it has less chapters, then it's going to be long. The chapters are going to be, like, really long. So I probably would still go with Black Cat on the cover. Although I've read recently, like I said, I read The Alchemist, The Namesake, which were only a few chapters. Oh, and a lot of Agatha Christie's books, they don't have a lot of chapters, I don't think. Well, maybe they do. Anyway. So, I don't know. I mean, I would still probably read one with 13 chapters, but I think I would rather do The Black Cat. Okay, question number 6. I think I might need to, get a hot, cafe mocha because I'm feeling tired. I had a long day today at work. Would you rather read a spooky book in a dark room with only a candle, or a locked room that's brightly lit? Locked room that is brightly lit. And that's mostly because, well, first of all, like, I admit that, yes, I love scary stuff. I have no problem watching horror films and creepy music, even books about the things I'm afraid of, like, and movies and books that are about the things, like, I'm creeped out by clowns, but I still love the movie It. I've seen, the Goosebumps or Fear Street movie. I don't know which franchise that was part of, but the one came out a couple years ago. I discovered it for the first time last year for Halloween. Cabinet of Souls. That one had a clown in it. A kid turns into a clown. That was creepy. And there was that Laughing in the Dark episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Stitches, although Stitches is very disturbing horror B-movie film. Like, there's one scene where basically the backstory is this clown called Stitches. He's the attraction at this kid's birthday party. He gets killed. The kids first the kids are making fun of him and talking about how stupid he is, and then like he ends up getting killed. But then he's brought back by this group of a cult clown group, bring him back from the dead. And he goes after the kids and kills them in very creative ways. Very creative, disturbing, gross kind of ways. Like, at one point, he basically kills this kid, cuts his brain up, and eats his brain like ice cream. There are some creative and disturbing deaths, but the one that I still have nightmares of that still freaks me out and just creeps me out. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Is when he stabs his kid, pulls out his lungs or his intestines like they're sausage links. He pulls them all out of his stomach, and then basically pokes the pump that you use to blow up. You blow up a balloon, pumps it in the kid's brain, all like that. Here, jabs it in there, fills his head with helium, and the kid's still somewhat alive. And his head is exploding like a balloon, and his eyes are popping like a cartoon character. And he's like saying, "What's happening to me?" And then his head explodes. And just that image disturbs me. I don't know why, but that image just freaks me out and gives me nightmares. And thinking about it now, if I don't stop thinking about it, I'll probably think about it tonight in bed. But my point in telling you that story is, like I said, I watched some clown stuff. I have a love-hate relationship with that particular one, that particular B movie. It's B movie, so it's B horror comedy. It's really funny. It's, outrageous and funny, but it's a B movie. So it's kind of cheesy and stuff. And what I usually do is, I'll watch that stuff, but at night, if I start thinking about it too much and don't think about stuff that will make me happy and not scared, I'll start thinking about it. And I still put the covers over my head, thinking, oh, I'll be safe. And, I used to block my closet door because, before my old room, my closet was, right beside my bed. In both rooms, actually. All three rooms. Well, the first two rooms I had, it was right beside, the closet doors were right beside my bed. In the last room I had before we moved, it was in front of my bed. But in all three cases, my room was small. In this new room, my room is huge. This room is huge. And, it's a master bedroom size, I think. Well, maybe not that big, but still. My parents' bedroom in our old house was bigger than this room, but still, this is a big room. A closet. It's all the way over on the other side. So, I don't need to do that anymore if I ever felt the need. But I still will occasionally put the covers on my head because and then usually if I get hot, then I do a little peek hole so I can breathe. And then, if I'm thirsty or I need to go pee, I turn the light really quickly. Because everyone knows that light scares away the monsters. That the bright light scares the monsters. So brightly lit room, even if the door's locked. And also, that whole thing could damage your eyes. If you try to read a book with just candlelight, it can be damaged. I think it can potentially damage your eyes. You'll have to squint a lot. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I'm just making excuses. Okay, so that was Would You Rather number 6. Okay, Would You Rather question number 7. Would you rather face your fears or be locked in the mind of a killer? I said face my fears. Because being in the mind of a killer, his victims will stay with you. Or it will drive you insane. And you will continuously think about it. At least facing your fears. Yeah, you might think about it for a little while, but eventually the point of facing your fears is to help you move on from that thing you're afraid of. And face whatever it is. Eventually you'll move on from that. But, the memories of being trapped in the mind of a serial killer if you ever escape is very traumatizing. I think will stay with you a lot longer than facing your fears. So I would rather, not be trapped in the mind of a killer and face my fears. Okay, question number 8. Would you rather watch a scary movie or read a scary book? I debated this one because neither one of them really, a scary book, you get a visual and everything, and it's quick. It's a lot quicker than reading a book. And I don't know, a movie might scare me more than a book. I don't know, but maybe not. So, but a book lasts longer and stays with lasts longer than a movie. And you can take your time with it. It isn't thrown in your face for 2 hours, You can take a break from it if you want, if you read a scary book. So, I said scary book. Question. I'm not doing it anymore. Question number 9. Would you rather read spooky books in the fall or all year round? I said in the fall because it's the atmosphere fits a spooky book atmosphere, but I would still read scary books all year round. It depends on if I'm in the mood, and I think it'll probably be more in the mood at this time of year, but then again, I might be in the mood even on other times of the year. In fact, I am definitely trying to read more Stephen King, and then I want to expand to different spooky books. Okay, question number 10, and this is the last one. Would you rather read 10 spooky books in October or 10 spooky books all year round? In this case, I said all year round because I would have more time to read the books. Because depending, now, if it's like YA or like a thriller or something or middle grade, then I might potentially be able to get through it. But I feel like if I want to read 10 books, I don't necessarily feel like I could get through them in 31 days. I mean, maybe I could, but like all year round, I could read them sporadically and it would give me more time to read them, a lot more time. So that's why I said all year round, because it would give me more time and I could take my time. I wouldn't feel rushed or anything to get them done within the month. Although I'm trying to do that this month, but I have 2 library books that are taking me forever to read because I decided to break my rule and get these 2 books that I've been wanting my mom to buy for me for Christmas, or I would buy them myself next time I go to Books A Million, but they're not cheap. They're not cheap books. But I borrowed them from the library because I saw them there. My mom had suggested one of the books I was asking for she suggested, well, why don't you see if the library has it? Probably she doesn't want me to actually buy it or have to buy it for me. Because she figures, because normally, yes, if I read the book in the library, then I don't have necessarily the urge to ask for it as a gift. Or to buy it, but these are taking me forever, and that's the problem. That's why I didn't want to borrow these books, because I know they're big books, and it will take me, I'll have to keep rechecking them out, and I have so many books that I'm currently reading right now, and I feel bad for returning them. Like, I don't want to DNF them, but I want to, I kind of want to buy them first, before I DNF them. Before not DNF, but return them to the library. Like, I keep thinking, well, a small voice in my head says, well, why don't you just return them and buy them yourself? So I'm thinking about that, but right now my parents are out of town, and I would feel bad asking my neighbor to take me up there, and plus, because she's the one who's taking me up to work. And then I haven't had much luck of finding them at the little bookshop in town, which would be a lot cheaper. But yeah, basically, I mean, so I'm kind of in a really awkward position right now where I'm worried that I won't get as much read as I want because I'm so focused on these big books. So So anyway, well, I'm rambling, and I'm kind of tired right now, and I'm losing focus, so I might get a cafe mocha, which is only half the amount of caffeine, so that might give me enough energy, at least to last me through the night, and I want to have time to watch some more videos, because I'm going to watch Supernatural tonight, because it's the season premiere of season 13, I believe, or season 12, I don't know, it might be season 13. Anyway, so I will talk to you guys later. I hope you liked my video, and I will, like I said, I will post the link if you are interested in doing this tag of the original creator, or you can be like me and copy the questions as I say them. But you might not even be able to understand me anyway. Okay, I'm shutting up now and I'm gonna go. Alright, bye!